want to briefly show you my pasteurization method for straw. It's something that I've worked out living in a small condo in a big city because straw makes such a mess you can't really use the standard operating procedures. What you want to do first of all is cut your straw up into 1 to 3 inch pieces. I put the straw in the same tote you see it in here, and I put a lid on and drop a weed whacker through a small hole in the lid. And doing that, I can chop the straw up in about 3 or 4 minutes without making a mess. The next step is to fill the tub up with warm tap water, or hot tap water is what I use, and then I add regular dishwashing soap. And you want to add about as much liquid soap as you would use if you were washing a load of dishes that large, and mix it up real well, agitate it, make it nice and sudsy, and then let it sit for about 2 hours in the soapy water. Once your straw's been soaking in the warm soapy water for a couple of hours, it's time to get your pasteurization bath ready. I like to shoot for an initial temperature of around 180 Fahrenheit, about 80 Celsius, because once you put that wet straw in, it's going to drop the temperature somewhat. We want to pasteurize between 140 and 160 Fahrenheit for 60 to 90 minutes. That's about 60 to 70 Celsius. Now, to each 10 gallons of water, I add 1 cup of hydrated lime, and that raises the pH up to around 12 to 13, and it really seems to help with the pasteurization process. So I also use a tote like you see here. There's actually 2 of them. There's one inside the other, and that gives it physical strength, and it also, having 2 totes, one inside the other, provides a little bit of insulation, and it helps to keep the water hot. So you want to mix, as I said, whatever your hot water heater puts out, you'll have to figure it out yourself how much of each to use. But use hot water from your tap and boiling water and get about 180 Fahrenheit first, and then start putting your straw in, and you'll find once you get your straw loaded in, you'll be somewhere around 160 Fahrenheit, right around 70 Celsius, which is just perfect to start your pasteurization. And that's really all there is to it. You want to allow 60 to 90 minutes. Don't go over 90 minutes at your pasteurization temperature because that's counterproductive. I like to put a towel over the top of the tote. That holds in the heat, and I found by using 2 tubs and putting a towel over the top, I don't have to add hot water later. If necessary, if your temperature drops below 60 C, 140 Fahrenheit, go ahead and drop in another pot of boiling water in order to keep your pasteurization temperature up there. And that's really it. In the next chapter, we'll discuss inoculation techniques.